The hour has come to call the Norwood Cable Commission meeting to order on November 19th, 2019. I'd like to remind everyone that this meeting is being taped to be broadcast by the Norwood Community Media. We have one appointment this evening, which will be with Darrell Hanson of the Norwood Light. First of all, we will go do the minutes of the meeting of the commission's, cable commission's meeting.
Motion to accept?
I'll second that.
The minutes have been accepted and voted on.
All in favor?
Any other business? I have one with Darrell's letter.
Okay, so this is the Norwood Cable, okay. Election of chairman?
Yeah, that was last.
That
You
was
got elected while you weren't
We
here.
we voted already.
But,
Okay.
There we go, put Joan in now.
yeah, I don't think Joan wants it.
Isn't it Peter's turn?
No, we elected Ed while
Ed
you were
again?
not
He
here.
tried,
Okay.
but Peter didn't want it.
Peter tried.
He's modeling his career on yours.
Oh, okay. No, I did it for 20-odd years, okay.
See, well, I was
Paid my
feeling
dues, yeah.
So
All right, so,
does anybody know what happened with the FCC meeting? Did they actually have it, or did the court stop them before they even got there?
Jack didn't come, so I don't know.
Right, so we don't know yet. All right.
I
Yeah.
couldn't find anything.
is Jack planning on coming?
As far as I know, he was. Jack told me.
No,
No.
he only
No,
said he
just-
comes when he has something he needs to say.
Okay.
Because we wanted to ask him about the FCC,
No.
the benefits and in-kind, if he knew anything about that FCC had, I don't know if they voted on it, or they had voted on it, or, it said there will be history once the FCC approves new rules are released, published, and become effective in the near future, as cable companies will soon be able to count both monetary and in-kind benefits towards the statutory 5% franchise fee cap. That's going to significantly
No, the
impact
fees, yeah.
Norwood NCM.
I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? Did you look at, I did a Google search. I didn't see anything.
Well, it was supposed to be voted on September 26th.
I know, I haven't seen anything though.
Right, the last things I see are in August.
August 3rd, I had that.
August 19th. And then,
We might have to call Bill August and ask him what, I know he will know, he's the attorney for the cable company.
right,
Not for the cable company, for the town of Norwood. So, maybe we could make a motion that somebody give him a call, Ed?
Yeah, make a
Seeing as
motion.
you're the
Yeah.
chairman, you can,
I don't know.
yeah, there's his
Oh,
number right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Give him a call tomorrow and see if he's heard anything. I haven't gotten anything on it.
No, I haven't either.
And I was looking for it.
Nothing's been in my mailbox upstairs. And that's,
Yeah. So, it will be interesting to see what they have decided to do.
right.
Okay, that was the only thing I had to see what the FCC was gonna do.
Yeah.
And
We
that's
can
about
stop it there.
Yeah. Can we put this on hold until,
Yeah, there's nothing, a number of local and state groups are objecting to this, and let's see. This isn't a place for opinions, but when you make a Verizon lobbyist the head of the FCC, or a lobbyist for any of the cable companies,
Yeah.
that's like putting the wolf in charge of the sheep, so,
Yep.
the results
Well, I'm just
are-
wondering if we should get in touch with,
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you should wanna give them a call, the attorneys, and see if they have an expectation of when that would affect us and what we could possibly do about it. I mean, one of the things we could do, it looks like what it is all the in-kind stuff, like the drops that they give for public access to places and stuff.
And any help they give to Jack and,
The help they give to, yeah, that's a good question, the help they give to Jack one, that's
Yeah.
what that's good about. I know the drops they'll get to charge for,
Mhm.
and hopefully they would only charge the nominal amounts against the 5%. And then, of course, in upcoming contracts, we would probably cancel most of those and just negotiate the best deal with the 3 companies. I don't know who would give us the lowest price, but, you know,
yeah, it's gonna be, interesting.
yes. Or let town
Well, I'm
government-
sure they're gonna try and get away with charging us for everything. Once,
Well, yeah, that would be the concern,
yeah,
you know.
and so that they would have to pay us a minimal amount of money, as I said, which will affect
Yeah.
Norwood.
Right, exactly. So, and we would have to see if we could affect that by canceling the drops. The other kind of help that they give, though, in making sure the services are continuous and effective, I think that would be different, but you're right, it would be what they would charge for
Willing to bet you they're
access
gonna ask,
to,
yeah.
for public access, yep. And, well,
We will see.
and how you would counter. I mean, so, let's say that one of the cable companies made it so that public access wasn't a good idea to put on their cable company. That would, I
Mhm.
would think that would affect people getting their cable service. So, there's probably some negotiating that has to be done. And it could
Sounds
get
okay.
ugly.
Oh, I think it's gonna get very ugly. I mean, where it comes to dollars and the cable companies, they've been crying poor mouth since day one, and they've been making billions,
Yep.
so.
That will affect our negotiations.
Oh, definitely going
Oh,
forward.
sure
I
it
mean,
will.
They'll
Sure it will.
trim it down to things that we think are required.
Well, at least we don't have Frank Foss. We're off, right? You know,
No. We're
All
on.
right.
we're on?
Yeah, we're having a meeting now.
I thought they were gonna put her on hold.
No.
Oh, okay.
I guess we will, if we're gonna, are we going to, well, then we can't talk about this stuff, we have to do it at a meeting, right?
Okay.
We have to, these discussions are public. I'm being nice
Okay.
because it's public. My actual opinion on this is quite different.
All right. Peter, you and I are going out in the hall and wait.
Go across the street.
Go across the street, there we go.
That makes sense.
What time was Daryl supposed to?
He said he only thought it'd be about 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So do we have any other, I don't think we have
Any
any
other-
issues, were there any complaints or?
No complaints. Been none.
Everything's, other services seem to be working just fine.
I got a complaint, I wanna get something answered from Darryl. I had a cable box, they had to replace my cable box. And 2 days later, he had to come back and replace it again.
Really?
Don't they
Is
test
this
these
the old
things?
one they were gonna replace? Is that?
No,
the-
they replaced it once,
Mhm.
and then the guy put the TV on top of it, and it burned it out or
Oh.
something.
Okay.
So he came, the guy that came, he said he knew you, Joan, I can't think of his name now.
Everybody
Oh.
knows Joan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said, say hi to Joan, and told me who he was, he had a funny name.
he did.
And he came back the second time, put another box, well, he brought one box in, it was no good, he brought another one in, and that went haywire.
His nickname is Scooby.
Scooby, that's it.
That's it.
And the third one he brought in, and I said, don't they tell, he says, they don't test them. I said, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, here, it says right here that if the town receives 5% of the gross revenues in the form of monetary payment, which we do, but also gets an institutional network, an INET, video return line, or public school courtesy service, they would call that in-kind benefits.
Yep.
So they went so far as to say an access channel was a franchise fee. They backed off from that, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure that,
Should we suspend the meeting? We got some dead air here.
yeah, that's why I suggested we suspend the
Wow.
meeting.
Okay,
I think we need a motion.
Make a motion, we suspend the meeting until Darrell Hanson gets here.
second.
All in favor?
Aye. All right, so
Okay.
Well, we're back. Now, we're meeting with Norwood Light, with Darrell Hanson. We'll meet the meeting first with approval of the minutes with the Norwood Light.
And I was here, so I
Yeah,
can
you
approve
can-
the minutes.
Somebody,
Is that a
somebody
motion?
move?
That's a motion,
Second.
okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Alrighty. Minutes have been approved. Complaint log, there's been no complaints.
Love to hear it.
That's it.
Okay.
And what's new in the marketing?
So the big promotion this month, as in the past, believe it or not, I just checked before coming over, the last 10 years now we've been doing this
Wow.
promotion, is the food pantry, where any new customer that comes on, we donate $50 to the food pantry on their behalf, and customers who are upgrading, we donate $25. We average about $4,000 every year, so.
Wow.
Again, so we've been doing this for 10 years, so we've certainly been helping out.
Great.
It's a great time if anybody's been thinking about switching, it's a great time to do it because now, there's a little benefit there, a little bonus by helping out the people who need it, especially over the winter like this.
And
So-
the holiday's coming?
That's right. We also have coming up another Jerry Kelleher production,
Right.
what's the-
Gentleman from Norwood.
gentleman from
Frank-
Norwood.
Governor Franklin Allen.
Yep. Governor Frank Allen.
Yeah.
He did another one of his documentaries, and I haven't seen the whole thing, but the parts that I've seen is really interesting. So that's going to premiere January 1st, only on Norwood Light Broadband,
Nice.
Channel 19. And I'm not sure if it'll make it over to the others, but it's definitely going to premiere on Norwood Light.
Very good.
Allen, Frank Allen,
Frank Allen, yeah.
January 19th or December 19th?
January 1st on Channel 19.
January 1st. Channel 19, okay.
And since we don't show much of anything else on that channel, it'll probably run pretty frequently.
Good,
So,
that's great. Very good. Can I ask a question? How are we doing with the new boxes, Darrell?
Still researching. Seems like every week a new provider is coming out, a third party who provides this type of service. And there's, a lot of moving parts. Some of them are doing it one way, some are doing it another. For instance, there's one called Mobi TV, and they actually provide all the content as well. Like we have the big satellite dish. With them, we wouldn't need it. It would just come all over fiber to our head end and then be distributed to our customers over internet. And I think last time I was here, I brought in one of the little boxes, right?
I wasn't here, but.
Oh, okay. So the box is about that big. If you don't have a smart TV, or if you don't have a tablet or something you're going to show it on, you'd play it on this little box, and it's an app, just like all the other Netflix app and Prime Video app. So with the Norlight app, it'll be all inclusive. It'll be all of our channels, plus within our app, if you wanted to move over to Netflix and watch something on Netflix, you'd just click their app right inside ours. If you want to watch something on Prime, that's going to be available too.
Nice.
And when you do a search for a channel, it'll search across all the platforms. So the thinking in the industry, in this, the small provider industry like we are, is that we've been seeing them cutting the cords and going away. What they're finding is they get Netflix and they get Hulu and now they get Disney and Apple's coming out. By the time you get all these different services, you're up to the same price anyways.
Right.
and you gotta jump around all the time, you know?
Everybody in the house has what they want.
Right.
Where you were.
You know, maybe even more. And it's complicated. You gotta jump to this app, and you gotta jump to that app, you gotta jump to this app.
So you're better off having cable.
So historically, people have always looked to the cable company who aggregates all that video content for them. And that's what we're looking to do going forward, is we're gonna continue aggregating all that video content, so you only go to one
Would
spot.
this be cable or would it be internet? How would you get the app?
It's still cable, but it's delivered over the internet. So,
Wow, that's,
Technically, the Verizon system, the Fios system, is sort of like that, but it looks more like cable to you, but they're doing it all over the network. You know, the internet service you buy from them uses part of the pipe, but it's the same pipe, as opposed to, even with the earlier Comcast, I won't say how they do it now, and earlier other things, where it was the same cable that went in, but it was very different technologies. But now you're talking, it's all internet packets. They look a little different, but it's not like.
So would
it's
you
not-
just need, I'm still not, you would just need internet, or would you need to still have cable?
you still have to
and internet?
subscribe,
Subscribe,
because we have to pay for that content still,
but-
right?
So,
So you'd still pay for it, it's just delivered a little bit differently.
so you'd still all be through your cable company if you wanted it that way.
Right. And the contracts with our programmers aren't gonna allow you to go outside of Norwood with it. They will with some stuff, but, the Disney and the CNNs and stuff like that, they're gonna want you to stay in your house with that. They're not gonna want it to go on the internet where anybody can get a hold of it. You know, they're worried about losing
Yeah.
money on content,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So there'll be some restrictions. but-
Interesting. That's
yeah.
good. Do they have a timetable for this, Darrell? or-
Not really, there's, like I said, there's a lot of horses in the race now, so we have to do a lot of research and pick the right one and the right technology.
Betamax.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it's all IP, and IP is a standard, right?
It's not as dangerous, right?
Right. But there are some differences between them, and we want to make sure we get the one that's gonna, be the best for our customers and not run us out of business, right? So-
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good to hear, because that's what we were talking about earlier, was the FCC talking about allowing the cable people to do an in-kind rather than just a cash for the 5%. So, where does this fall in the 5%? Or what is included in an in-kind situation? I mean, is it the drops, the stuff at the schools, that's gonna be interesting. Have you heard anything?
Just that they're contemplating, making some major changes.
Yeah, somebody said that they were supposed to have made a decision by September, what did you say? 26th.
Wow, that's down the road the way.
Yeah, we haven't heard
It's
anything.
gonna be a
at all.
different world in cable by then,
Yeah,
anyway.
FCC is so slow that, we'll be old and gray by the time they make the decision. It takes them a long time to make these.
Some of us are already there.
Yeah.
older and grayer.
Not me. Thank the hairdresser. Okay,
But, I think in a town like Norwood, we'd find a way to make it work, right?
yeah,
Other towns, they don't, they don't have their own cable company for one thing.
it's
right, so-
unfortunate, right, so, well, that's good, yeah, as you say, you make it work for the town of Norwood and.
Right.
People, so, and our customer base is still up there and,
Yeah, we're actually growing the total number of customers that we have. The number of video customers disconnecting is still dropping, much slower right now than what it was for a while. Even in this year alone, it probably, trying to think what the percentages were earlier in the year, it was, up around 7% of our customers, and this is across the country, were
Right.
disconnecting.
right.
And it's slowed down to maybe 2% right now, so.
I think people are finding that they eventually need the cable companies for
It's
what they're
just more
looking for. It's just
convenient.
more convenient, as you
Sure.
say, instead of going from app to app to app and.
Yep, one-stop shopping.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly. And it's the same price when you figure everybody gets their little piece of the pie, but by
Sure.
the time you add up to the pie, it's what
Yeah.
the cable companies are.
And who do you call when your Netflix isn't working? right?
Exactly, exactly, yeah. No, it is very fortunate for what they have. I don't think I have anything else. That was all I was.
Oh, the only thing I gotta ask is, do you check new boxes when they come in? Is there any way you can check? Because I had an incident where a fellow came 3 times in my house and every box. opened.
Really?
The first one he put in, it didn't work. He brought the second one in and it worked, and then that went fouled up.
Huh,
And the third one he put in, it's been fine since.
Yeah.
But I didn't know whether I didn't know whether there's a way you test them before.
yeah,
you
I'd have to
put-
find out what happened in your particular situation, but yeah, we have a room that we actually call the staging room. And
Yeah.
every time these new boxes come in, they get put on the shelf and they get run through a process and they get put into our system and make sure they work and then they go out.
Yeah, the first one wouldn't even work. I
So-
don't know.
So the variable in that whole process is that we have our co-op students doing it. And our co-op students are only here for 6 months, and I don't want to blame them because most of them are very talented young men and women. But during that transition, sometimes there may be, some hiccups and something gets missed, so. But that's the only thing I could possibly think of, why something might have slipped by. Or they were just bad boxes, you
Yeah.
can go to
Yeah,
Best
that's
Buy and buy, something and have
Wondering
it.
if, do you test them before you
Yeah, we
take them
do,
out?
yeah.
You could give a lot of families.
Sure.
and-
And one of the, important things we need to do now is because technology's changing so much, we need to at least get them plugged in and on the system, so if there are any firmware upgrades, it'll download those firmware upgrades
Yeah.
before we send it out.
Yeah,
So even with our cable modems, we do the same thing.
yeah.
They're all staged before they get put in customers' homes.
Good. I'm all set, Peter.
What's that here?
Okay,
Next meeting.
Next meeting, yeah,
it's January,
January 21st.
I'm gonna have you
It's
come in first.
the third Tuesday in January. We moved it from the second to the third, so.
All you people going on your phones. Ed and I are still paper people.
Yeah, we people.
And you'll be at 7, and Verizon will be at 7:15. We're gonna, because usually it's pretty quick.
Mhm.
And Comcast will be at 7:30.
30,
Because all in one night, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You all bring them all in.
You know,
one-
until the contracts start and then,
Is
yeah.
that coming up again?
Next
Pretty
year.
soon, next year.
Next year.
Who's,
Yeah.
who's first? It's not us, is it?
No,
No,
I think it's Comcast and
Comcast.
Verizon, because Verizon
No,
wanted a
Verizon.
5-year.
Oh, that's
Verizon,
right.
I'm sorry.
I know
it's
Verizon,
Verizon and
there's
Norwood.
another one too.
No,
Is it
they're
No,
Comcast
Comcast?
and
Norwood and Verizon, those
Is
companies.
it?
Norwood and
Yeah, so
Verizon,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, okay.
No, Comcast was 10 years, they
Oh,
were
they
before
just did their
Verizon.
Right, so it's
Yeah,
you guys
it will
in
be-
next year.
It'll be like, 2 years out next year, because you gotta start it 2 years out,
Right, right.
That's why it's crazy to do the 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
You just get the contract signed and it's time to start all over again, but that's okay,
Yeah, it is quick, huh?
yeah.
I think they're hoping that something would happen in Congress that would
Exactly,
eliminate that need.
yep.
Hasn't yet, so,
No, not yet.
alrighty. Well, nice seeing everyone. Have a nice holiday.
Thanks, you too.
We'll see you in January.
Christmas and New Year's.
That's right. All coming up on us.
3 of them,
Three.
yep. Okay, good to see you, Darren.
Nice seeing you. Take care.
Take care.
Make a
Okay,
motion
make
to
a-
adjourn.
I second that motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.